Okay. It looks like it's working now. Is the audio working? Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. Hello there. Hello. Just let me know if you can hear me now. I went ahead and fixed it. Oh, good, good, good. All right. I am still adjusting to some technical changes here on our platform. So thank you for your patience. Thank you so much for your patience. All right. Thank you for letting me know, everybody. Awesome. All right. Okay. So I have some good news. We had good news, and today was such a good day. So today I met with clients, my dear clients who have gone through the immigration process. And, I just visited with them to find out how they're doing. And that was just very motivating for me. And it's always centers me when I can. I've spoken to a number of clients today about victories. We had VAWA work permit and travel document approval. Actually, the news came in yesterday, and so I spoke with my client about that today. So we're very happy about the good news that they have. They've gotten their 5-year work permit and 5-year travel document. So we're very happy about that. And as you can see, the victories just keep coming. So don't lose hope. Make sure that you take action. My clients are taking action, and because of that, they're able to yield these results, right? With our assistance and guidance, they're able to get it. So the first step you should take is just to see if you do have an option. I often say, even if you've had a situation where another attorney has said, no, just know that they may not have asked you the kinds of questions that could get to a yes. And that's what we do here at ST Law Office, is we try to go ahead and look at alternative solutions for you to be able to get relief here. We listen to you. So another victory today, and we're very happy. My client is very relieved, and she now has her 5-year work permit and 5-year travel document. All right. So and this is VAWA, by the way. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and answer some questions, and then I'm going to head out because it's been a very long day, but I did want to touch base with you, and I'm going to really work to fix these technical issues over the next week. But for now, I'm so glad that I'm here with you. Thank you so much, God's child. I appreciate that. All right. Um, is there a way that you can turn your notice to appear from a court appointment to an online appointment? Yes, so you can submit a motion for a video conference instead. But it does, you have to submit a motion, and you do have to do it within a certain timeline, preferably to, I believe, based on the court, immigration court rules of procedure, 14 days, at least 14 days before the hearing. So as soon as you know that it's going to present hardships for you to make an appearance in person, then you're going to have to make sure that you submit this request so that the court can consider it. Now, keep in mind that submitting the motion doesn't mean for sure that you will obtain that approval. So you do have to make plans for a possibility that you have to attend in person, but it is possible. Just act quickly when you know you have an in-person notice to appear. If you have a VAWA and you have a 5-year work permit, does that mean you're approved for a green card? No. The 5 years work permit is there because it's taking about 3 years. So they're basically giving that time to to process the case, but giving you that time to work and move forward with your life while they process your application. How much can apply the married green card? Thanks. So we don't do quotes here, and there are USCIS fees, but we'd have to talk to you to figure out because everybody's case is different. So we have to figure out what's going on in your particular situation. Yes, it's marriage, but that doesn't mean it's necessarily a cookie cutter type of situation. We have to talk to you about facts to be able to determine the cost. Thank you so much, Mountain Top 7. I appreciate that very much. After travel documents, how long is the next step? And can you file for children when you're doing VAWA? Yeah, yes. If your children are here in the United States and they're under 21, they can file with you. They can now they're going to be included on your VAWA petition if they're under 21 and unmarried, and you can apply for their adjustment of status at the same time if you're applying for adjustment of status or if you qualify. How long did the client's VAWA take to be approved? So the VAWA work permit is what they get while they're waiting for the final approval, and this one took 6 months. How long is a work permit for T visa? It's taking, I would say, 6 months after receiving the receipt notice, so 6 to 8 months. Keep in mind the bona fide determination also. So I would say 6 months when I've looked at it, it's 6 months, a minimum of 6 months after getting the bona fide determination. I'm married a citizen. I have F1 visa. So even if you have an F1 visa, and you're here and you married a citizen, you can apply for your green card. But if you have any doubts, that's where you definitely need to talk to the attorney. I don't know on YouTube, and my screen has gone blank, but I'm seeing questions. I'm gonna keep going. Good night. When you got your green card, can you travel? Yes, green card holders can travel, but you just want to make sure you're aware of any issues in your background that may come up. You want to be ready for that. My SIJ work permit processing time went down to 2 months, category C14. Is that good? It may be. That thing does go up and down. How much all USCIS fees? It depends on what you're applying for. Um, What does skipping to step 4 and approved work permit mean after biometrics? It means you have your work permit now. They're going to issue your work permit. And after that, usually they're going to do an interview. And then the interview, they're going to decide, make a decision. What if you don't have proof of abuse, but your wife says she's not going to the interview? You do have proof of the abuse, and that's what you remember. If you remember the details, then you definitely can qualify for the VAWA. So this is what I say. Don't count yourself out. A lot of people think, I don't have a police report, I don't have bruises, I don't have injuries, because they mistake the requirement to apply for VAWA as you must show proof almost beyond a doubt that it happened. You have to report it to the police. You have to show injuries. That's not true. You can go ahead and apply for VAWA based on your statement, and you basically putting your memories to paper and submitting an official statement. And as long as it's sufficiently detailed and credible, the officer will use it as evidence. So that's the evidence right there. What do you remember? And put it to paper. And we work with our clients to make sure that the facts that the officers need to make that decision is on the paper. Good evening, attorney. This is so I was notified. So please, if you are a client, just make sure that you contact us directly. Um, My VAWA application was in September 2022, and this is 2025. So we would have to know more to decide whether whether there are additional issues going on. It's not out of the ordinary for the VAWA to go that long. What I would say though, if it's going 3 years, then they're close to a decision because around the 3 year mark is when for the approved BFD work permit for T visa clients, how long did it take after application? I would say about 6 months after. 6 months after the bona fide determination. Um, I applied in December for my work permit renewal, but I haven't received the card yet. Only the receipt. Work permits can take 6 to 12 months. It depends on what you're applying for. I mentioned my unauthorized work in T visa and not mentioned that in my asylum, and I got scheduled my interview 24th of July. Should I tell them this thing? That is a more complicated type of question that you should really direct to your attorney because you want your attorney to be able to advise disclosing information before they start to accuse you of any wrongdoing is usually an, a recommended action. However, that's a general recommendation to be able to recommend to you what actions to take. So, for example, we actually go as far as amending the application to include the information that may have been overlooked or excluded for some reason. We make sure that we submit it as an amendment so that the officer can slip the pages into basically make the correction on the application and recognize that as your voluntary disclosure just of a mistake. Can you change lawyers during an immigration process? Yes, that's your right. You can. Um, all right, I'm gonna go on TikTok cancellation notice for request for additional evidence I-485. It's a good news or bad news? Okay, so if they have canceled the notice, the request for additional information, then that is bad news. I mean, good news. It means they're saying they don't need that information. I applied for VAWA from March 2022 and still no approval. Yes, so the times do vary. On average, I'm seeing 3 years. It can go over. If you're outside of processing times, that's where it's going to be very important to make sure that you consult your attorney, talk about possible options like doing a case inquiry, which can give them a little nudge and bring to their attention that your case is outside of normal processing times. But keep in mind, if you look at the case processing times, it's actually going um, even more than 36 months, right? On average, I'm seeing 36 months, but it doesn't mean all the cases are 36 months. If I filed my VAWA if I filed for VAWA by myself, can I still get a lawyer to help? Yes, that's a possibility. Can I add my parents when applying for VAWA? No. Work permit for VAWA was sent through National Benefit Center on March 24th. How long to get approved? I would say 6 to 12 months. Unfortunately, it's taking a while. TVs are sent to July 24 and I-765 on September. Took fingerprints on October. Am I still eligible? And I think, am I still eligible for the bona fide? Now, if it was before August 28th, 2024, then it means that, they're going to first try to make a decision on your case first before issuing a bona fide determination. Anybody after August 28th, they're considering each application for the bona fide determination. But any ones that were before the date, they are trying to just make a direct decision. Can I get extra 6 months on my B1, B2? If you apply for an extension, there's a specific process that you have to apply for, and you have to apply for it before your time expires. If my I-130 is not approved yet, can I file for work permit? Will I get that? So definitely talk to an attorney. The work permit isn't based on the I-130, it's based on the I-485. The children are outside the USA and they are under 21. So they make sure they're included in your application. Once you get approved for the VAWA and the green card, they're going to send it for processing at the embassy. Can you file I think that's 751 online along with N400? No. The I-751 is still in you have to send it by paper. What happens after you get the prima facie letter? How long before the biometrics? So biometrics can take, I would say, 2 months. So I don't know how long it took for your prima facie, but around 2 to 3 months for biometrics, 3 to 6 months for prima facie. That's what I noticed. Um, Hello, Karen. So nice to see you. I was invited for I-485 interview on 5th of May, but I was told that they are sorry because I-360 was not proof. But no, my I-360 is proof. What can I expect? So this is a little bit more complicated and I'm not understanding what you mean. So you definitely need to seek help for sure, to sort that out. What do you mean 5-year work permit, 5-year travel document, please? So whenever our clients apply for certain benefits, mainly the adjustment of status right now, they will be issued as long as the officers identify they qualify. They will be issued a 5-year work permit. And if you're applying for a travel document, it's 5 years right now. That could change in the future, but those who have taken action, applied, they have their 5-year work permits right now. For affirmative asylum, how many interview does it have? One usually, and then they make a decision. All right. Should I submit counseling report and medical or wait until they request it? Um, So yeah, you can submit it later, but I'm not your attorney, and strategically, I don't know if that's a good idea. Always talk to your attorney, but you do have the ability to send supplemental documents afterwards, as long as you know where to send it. Went for my marriage interview today. She asked for mortgage docs. I submitted it. What next? They're going to review it and make sure they're just going to accept that as evidence. But if she didn't say anything on the spot, then it's just a matter of just confirming and issuing the approval. I'm a U.S. citizen and my wife is from Mexico. We've been married for 17 years. Can I help her? It depends. So my thing is, yes, as a US citizen, you are supposed to be petitioning for your spouse, but this is telling me that there may be some extra element here that's preventing you from applying. And I'd like to know that. I am married, a US citizen. I answered that. Case was dismissed but opened by DHS but have pending I-751. So if it was reopened by DHS, it now means that you have a removal case, and that may mean that they'll tell you that you have to submit your pending I-751 before the judge, or you have to go before the judge and ask the judge to terminate or defend the reopening of your case. Usually you have 10 days to do it. So it just got a lot more complicated. And yes, they're doing that. They're reopening cases now that they closed during the Biden administration. All right. I am going to head out. Today was a very, very full day. I just wanted to share this victory, and I know I didn't get to all the questions tonight. but I am doing this at a risk of not being able to coherently answer questions. I want to be clear on the questions when I'm answering them. So I will talk to you. If not tomorrow, I'm going to work on making short appearances throughout the week because I'm going on business trips throughout the week. So just look out for me to hop on. I'm going to try to hop on in between my engagements that I have going on. But guys, once again, take action. We're here, we're taking action for our clients. We're staying steady. We know that this relief and these benefits are here for our clients. So we're staying steady and moving forward, and this is the results that is yielding. So take action. We answer the phones 24/7. So no matter what time you're thinking about your situation, give us a call and then we can talk to you in confidence and private about your situation and be able to tell you whether you qualify and move forward from there. All right. Have a good night, everybody. It was so nice to connect with you and follow, like, subscribe. So when next time you see me come on, you can go hop on with me if you're available. All right. And then hopefully I can figure out all of these technical difficulties I'm having with the camera right now. So thank you for bearing with me and thank you for I think I'm back. So I think I fixed the problem last minute. So nice to see you, everybody, and have a good night. Thank you so much for the love, by the way. I appreciate it. So we're working hard here, and I want you to know that that's exactly what we're doing, and our clients are happy and feeling safe and reassured. So give us a call and let's talk about your situation. Have a good night. Bye.